Mickey was the one who wanted Hendrix to open for the Monkees, because it's a story that's often told and seen as an odd pairing. Like, what the hell were they thinking? But really, I think Mickey was thinking, hey, this is going to legitimize the band here. This guy's the real deal. Let's have him tour with us. That's going to help us as well as it's going to help him. Didn't work out that way. But how did it all come together? And could you talk about how those shows went? Because Jimmy wasn't exactly a fan of the Monkees, nor their fans. Lasted 7
No,
shows.
I don't think he was a fan. I think he liked the people in it. But you're making a real good point, Eric, is that really everything after that fight with Kirshner can be seen through the lens of the Monkees trying to gain credibility. And they're never going to get it. We know that now. I mean, they're not going to get it in the original incarnation, but they don't know that. So they're really desperately trying to be seen as, credible artists. And like no one had a shot. The Monkees had no shot at being seen as, contenders to the crown of authenticity. So when Mickey was at the Monterey Pop Festival, he saw Hendrix, and there's footage of Mickey at that in the film, the Pennebaker film, Monterey Pop, and he looks blazed. And I think everybody was, but you kind of see him looking like he's tripping out. So I think he saw Hendrix and had a big idea, like, this is the guy who's got to open for us on the next tour. And as absurd as that sounds to the Hendrix management, that was not a bad deal, because they were going to get all sorts of publicity from that. And people forget that Jimi Hendrix was a virtual unknown. That film didn't come out for a while. So, that made a huge difference in his career, because there was all these articles written in the press about this mismatch between the Monkees and Hendrix. And reportedly, Hendrix flipped the bird to the fans because they were all yelling for Davey. I think it's one of the great mismatches ever, but it sure is a lot of fun to think about.
It's a wild story.
Could you imagine, like, being a young kid and going to see the Monkees, and then this guy comes out and starts singing Purple Haze? Like,
Yeah.
I had to blow a lot of minds.
Yes. Yeah, it's that's worthy of a documentary.
I think there is one. If you look it up on YouTube, there's like a mini documentary that came out about 6 months ago called something along the lines of From the Monkees to the Hollywood Bowl, and it covers that part of Hendrix's history in pretty close detail. And there's great photos of Hendrix having a great time backstage, and it's a legendary thing. I mean, I would say it's one of the great legends of rock and roll that the Monkees, closed the show for Jimi Hendrix.
There was a story you tell in the book where Mickey is hanging out with Jimmy and, was it one of the Beatles?
Steve Stills.
Oh, Stephen Stills. And Mickey was walking out of the room and like, hey, where you go, man? Come on. Keep jamming.
Yeah, they were having a jam session.
He didn't think he was welcome? I don't know. What was that about?
I think he just thought no one was listening to him.
Yeah,
so he was kind of like, slapping some drums and playing along, and he stopped and everyone looked and said, what's up?
Come on, man.
I don't know. I didn't think you were listening.